mueve. Watch out.
Did you know that it's possible to obtain a Spanish driving license in English? This is what we have prepared for today's lesson with Milo and Luis Rodriguez. We are going to drive around Madrid, focusing on changes of direction and stop signs. In addition to this, we are visiting DGT Exam Center in Móstoles. If you are also interested in obtaining your driving license in English, check our website or visit one of our driving school branches. Let's get started with today's lesson. Enjoy it!
Exacto, speed up. Eso es.
There was no sign that the lane was ending.
Well, of course, you are going to emerge to the highway, and at the moment you are going to leave the lane, you should use the indicator, okay? And it's better to warn the other drivers of your intention to leave the lane, okay?
So should I change?
Well, if you see the parentification sign in 350 meters, there is an exit to M40, but you don't know if you are going to leave from this lane, so it's better to see, and when you see the immediate exit, like now, the exit panel, you'll see that you can stay on this lane, okay? Because this lane is not going to finish. It's going to continue on the A5 highway to Móstoles. So at the moment you see the change of the maximum speed limit, please adjust the speed. So there was a sign of 90 kilometers per hour, so you should, and be aware with the emerging of these cars, okay? Try to adjust the speed. If you notice that the car is going to enter, slow down, exactly, for the pan. Of course, they need to yield the way for us, but you need to be aware. In this case, if you see the sign and cars are emerging, try to see if you can facilitate the maneuver, changing lane. Okay, you can change lane, so try to see before, and when you see that someone is going to emerge, you can facilitate the maneuver changing lane. So try to see before, okay, safe conditions. Okay. Continuamos, dirección Badajoz, A5 Badajoz. I'm afraid you need to change lane, right, left, sorry, another one. Okay. Try to count the number of arrows in the big panel, okay? So direction takes 3 lanes towards A5. So count from the left to the right. 1, 2, 3. Ahora vamos a seguir dirección Móstoles. Móstoles. We are going to follow to Móstoles. Try to see A5 Móstoles.
My speedometer. Okay.
Now, I'm afraid you. Okay, don't change. Look, it's too close. Keep this lane now. Never change the lane when you don't have enough space to change. No pasa nada. It doesn't matter.
No
importa.
Too busy trying to figure out the.
Yeah. Okay. So don't worry. We are going to arrive to another. We're going to take another different direction to Móstoles. But remember, in some cases you should follow the sign, and in some cases you need to take the right, left, changing lane, and it's better to lose the proper direction. It's better to take the wrong direction than make a exactly make a change of the lane. Hey, watch out! Now this is a busy road, and try to look for permission of the other drivers. Exactly, this car is facilitating the maneuver. Thank you. Vamos a continuar dirección Villaviciosa Brunete. Villaviciosa Brunete. Suave. Watch out. Watch out with, okay, with traffic jam, okay, and try to use the brake softly, okay. So try to see the visibility, okay, in a long distance, and then you should stop again. It's mandatory. So try to wait, and then don't move the car if you need to wait. So stop, wait, and when the car turns, when the car driver turns, you can go, but don't advance. So wait. So the stop sign in an intersection, you should stop first just behind the line, and then according to the visibility. If you don't see in a long distance, you should stop again. It's mandatory. You must stop. Watch out with pedestrian road. Slow down. Ok. Vamos, eso es. Continuamos de frente and eso es. Vamos a cambiar de carril. Muy bien, we're going to change lane. Y continuamos de frente. Vamos a girar a la derecha, turn right. Vamos a girar a la izquierda, turn left. If I say nothing, what do you think? You need to take exactly. Oh, this is fail. You cannot check the other lane because of the position. We need to repeat. Because in this case, the visibility was a little bit blocked on the left by the car, by the row of cars, parked cars. So I'm afraid in this case, remember that it's mandatory to stop twice if you cannot see properly from the first stop. Vamos a girar a la derecha, turn right, despacito, y control. No. Okay, try to take your time and try to be smoother and try to start braking before. I think you need to start braking before. Your braking is too short. Vamos a girar a la derecha, turn right. Look, in this case the position is not good. When you are going to turn right, if you have a 120 grades of angle, it's much more easy to see and your visibility will be better when you are going to turn right. Okay, you are going to continue ahead 90 degrees, it's okay, but if you are going to turn right, please, the position of the car is also quite important.
So I should start turning before I stop.
So the position is, in this case, your position was more or less in a 90 degrees of vision. to the on the left. So now we're going to turn right and try to approach a little bit to the right side of the road, so close to the curb without danger, of course, but try to, and you will see that your angle of vision increases, so it's better to see. So in this case, try to set the car close, move a little bit to the right, exactly, and now you'll see in a wider position, okay? This is a tricky runabout in Móstoles. Its name is Jasmine's Runabout, la Glorieta de los Jazmines. So this is one of the most busy, okay, runabouts. Now check, okay, and check central and left. Continuamos, and we are going to take the last exit. I will tell you and check exactly. If you consider that someone is going to cross in front of you, exactly, in case of danger, you can use the left indicator. No, sorry. We are going to take the last one. And remember, the returning to DGT is a tricky. Control your left. No, this is not a control. Your left, and take the left lane at the exit. Directly the left lane. Yeah, exactly. Because in this case, as you can see, if you take the right, you are going to take the highway to Madrid. Okay, so you can leave the runabout, of course, by the outer ring, but taking the left lane of the exit. It's like a snake tongue directions. Okay, and then okay, takes it right. Okay, and Centro de Exámenes de la DGT. Okay. Despacito, slowly. To enter to the DGT center. Vamos a entrar en el centro de exámenes. You don't need to use indicator because the road finishes. Hey, okay, yeah, exactly. So if you take the exit, okay, you need to use the right indicator. But in this case, the road finishes just inside the area of DGT. This is the sun. Okay, yeah, exactly. Can you recognize? Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're going to leave. Okay, because okay, now watch out of pedestrians. Okay, exactly. Look, when the pedestrian face at you, watch out. Beware. Leave. They need to finish exactly, and now you can go. Vamos a girar a la derecha, salida A5. So the first one. There are two, and the second one is only for cars, learning cars, and are waiting to the exam. So this area is for exam. Okay, just below the roof. Cars are waiting for exam. Okay.
So I'm also going to be examined.
Yeah. Vamos a girar a la derecha. Sorry, a la izquierda. We're going to turn left. So one-way road. First of all, you should change lane left. Okay, we are going to turn left, and please take a proper speed. Don't go too far. Don't rush. Exactly. Good.
I remember I was so stressed taking the theory.
Vertical, yeah.
And the main stressor factor was that the translation of those questions in English, they were so bad.
Yeah, I'm afraid the exam here in Madrid, here in Móstoles, is not a specific exam in English. I think it's more related to Spanglish.
Yes. Actually, one of the questions.
Look, pista de motos, never. So turn left. Yeah. Pista de motos means the area for motorcyclists. So never take this one. Now follow salida A5, exit to A5 highway. Okay. Exactly. Now we are going to leave the center, the area of the TGT, and okay.
I remember one of the questions had a spelling mistake. And
Yeah.
they were asking about shop sign. And I was
Shop.
like, shop sign. Stop sign?
Yeah. So
For the rest of the day, I was scared. Did they really mean shop sign? And I was.
oh my God. So there was a
Sign.
problem with a letter
Yeah.
H
Yeah.
instead of T.
Yeah.
Okay. Vale, pues vamos a dirección Móstoles. As you can see, it seems that this sign is the second exit. But remember, it's not a complete sign because the following roundabout has 4 exits, and that exit was the last 2 exits. So try to enter to the roundabout, and we are going to follow Móstoles. But Móstoles city is only Móstoles, not Móstoles technological. You will see several different exits, so try to check before exit. And if you don't need to slow down, I recommend to check the intersection, the junction, the roundabout before. So please take a look before. Okay, in this case, dangerous. So exactly, good. And now no danger. You can remove the indicator. This is not Móstoles city. Badajoz no. And look, the following exit at the top, Móstoles. Okay, good. Okay. Now we're going to continue to Móstoles. Okay.
It's right there.
Yeah. And check. Please check before. Okay. And slow down. Look. On the contrary, if you are going to change lane behind the car, don't rush. On the contrary, slow down, check before, and slow down. Leave the car to pass first, and then try. In safe conditions, please. Okay, now check. Okay, good. You can enter to the roundabout. Okay, exit. Muy bien. We're going to turn right and slow down. Hey, watch out. Exactly, this is a mistake. Okay, it's considered a mistake because your speed wasn't good. Okay, too fast. Vamos a girar a la izquierda. We're going to turn left in safe conditions. So try to see exactly 2 lanes. So first of all, and remember the first allowed. Take the proper position, center of the intersection, and okay. Good. And now try to park the car between cars. So exactly, take your time when you receive the information, the instruction. Okay, and yeah. So first of all, when you are going to slow down, try to warn the other drivers. I'm going to stop the car. I'm going to slow down. So first indicator, and then try. Okay. Okay, now check front, back, right and left. You are in the parking place, so successfully result. Successful result. Okay, vámonos. Okay, remove the handbrake. Now we're going to turn right. Vamos a girar a la derecha. Okay. You can advance a little bit more in order to avoid the abrupt change of the lane. Okay, segunda salida. Segunda salida. Vamos. Okay, so to check. When you notice that the car is approaching, okay, speed up. Don't cross the trajectory. Don't. Okay, giramos a la derecha. We're going to turn right. I need to explain several things. Okay. Vamos a buscar entre dos coches un sitio para estacionar. Okay? We're going to look for parking between two cars. Okay? If you see a gap between cars, use it. You should decide. But I'm afraid you stop the car without any indication. So please, indicator is mandatory.
Okay.
If not, it's a mistake. Okay, try.
Should I find another spot?
Okay, good. But use the. You are moving the car when you are emerging. So remember that indicator is mandatory. Okay, good. You recognize the obstacle, the sound.
Yeah.
When you listen to the sound continuously, beep, stop the car, because it could be possible to hit. Yeah. Well, several things to know. So first of all, your speed in several situations was a little bit dangerous, especially when you don't have enough distance. Okay, enough safe distance front. So I think this is something that is very important to correct. Okay, now, well, about the stop, I think you should know the visibility, and you are going to make the assessment, yes, behind the line first, and try to see if you need to cross or you need to turn left. Try to see the worst visibility point. It could be possible on the left or on the right, and we are going to advance very slowly, only releasing very slowly the brake, because you should advance, you should invade the intersection as safe as possible, in safe conditions. And at the moment, I recommend to approach yourself to the steering wheel, so in order to control as soon as possible. At this moment, you must stop again, and then go if you consider. Okay. Well, close to this area, when I told you to take the exit to zona comercial, of course it's very difficult to control the speed, the maximum speed limit. There was a lorry and you should overtake, so you needed to increase your speed, and when you decided to take the exit, when you pass the sign of 30 kilometers per hour, your speed was 15 kilometers above the maximum. This is considered a mistake, okay, but not a major mistake, because, well, there is a range that you can pass over the maximum according to our code. So not more than 10. Between 10 and 20 there is a minor mistake. Between 20 and 30 major, and more than 30 is fail directly. So try to consider this situation, okay? In some cases it's better when the car, you are going to change lane and the car is just beside you, it's better to check behind, and if there is a car too close to us, it's better to slow down and try to pass just behind the car. So you will.
The limit is 30 and I'm going, let's say, 37.
No problem.
38.
No problem.
That's
so you are going to get a mark if you pass more than 10 kilometers. So this is a range, because it's very difficult to adjust the speed specifically the maximum. In especially when you are leaving a highway and you are entering into a city. So it's not easy. Remember that brake is not like a button, so you need to anticipate. It's very important, the anticipation. Well, remember that when you are going to park, you have a 2 minutes time in order to complete all maneuvers and finish your parking. So in this case, no problem. You made it all parkings that you made today on time, so no problem. Okay.
I know how to park.
Good. Any questions to?
No, my main concern is speed limits.
Yeah.
Especially with this steering wheel, I tend to.
Yeah. Well, remember that you can in some cases, if you move this little, exactly, you can check the analogical speedometer, exactly.
Yeah, I just got used to looking like this one.
Okay, good.
That's I think for me that's the main, and the other is on the roundabouts.
Yeah.
I tend to keep to the right lane.
Well, in a special, and is very important because why do you need to use the right lane? Well, for several reasons. One of them is because we don't know the destination, and we are considered by the rest of drivers as a very slow car. It's a learning car. Oh my God, I need to overtake us. So, but on the contrary, you should control very well. At the moment you see that someone can cross, of course illegally, but it's very common. I think more than 65% of people take the exit of the runabout by the inner ring, and it's dangerous. So you should know that if you are in the inner ring, because you are going to take for example, a fourth exit, it's not illegal. Of course not, you can enter, but remember that when you are going to take the exit, you should prepare your exit, changing lane, and you are going to leave the runabout by the outer ring. In a special.
And is it a mistake if no one is following me, but I still use the left indicator just to signal?
Well, yes, because you are going to use the indicator when you are going to make a maneuver. So for example, if you are going to overtake, you are going to change lane in normal conditions. But it's accepted by our code, our rules. If you see that someone, you suspect that someone is going to make an illegal maneuver, crossing lane in front of you, because the other driver wants to take the exit before your exit. So in this case, you can use. So it's very important to check. Okay. And if you don't need, so in the case that you don't need to warn the other driver because there is no danger, so it's not necessary to use the left indicator. Okay, so but
is it not? It's not forbidden, or
well, but it's not. I think it's if you use the left indicator at all moment, you are warning the other drivers of your intention, and some drivers can think, okay, I don't know what is doing this car. It's going to change lane, but so it's a doubt. In this case, it's better not to use, okay? Only in the case that you are going to continue on the runabout, and in special if you see that someone on your left, so it's very important to check your left. If someone is going to cross, of course, you are going to warn of your intention, and it's very useful. In other conditions, and if you use the indicator, but you notice, this car is going to cross in front of me, of course, you should avoid the accident. If you don't do it, I need to do, and I'm afraid in some you're going to fail, because I cannot use any pedals, okay, in the exam. You make all things only, okay?
So much for today's lesson. What do you think? I hope you are also looking forward to getting your lesson in English with us here in Madrid. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a like on our YouTube channel if you want to see more classes like this. See you on the next one. Bye, future drivers!